The 4th of April, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
I thought I lost everybody, but I guess everybody's here now, right?
But I don't see Phil. I'm not sure what happened to Phil today.
Oh,
I don't know what
right.
happened. It's like everything disappeared.
Okay. What disappeared, Alan?
Like everything disappeared. There's nothing coming in.
Oh,
Now I see you, Rabbi. I see Lou.
well, we're waiting for Robert Lefkowitz.
Um,
We're expecting Robert to tune in here as Hashem, and Phil also, of course. But we understand that it's Erev Pesach. But we're trying as hard as we can to fulfill the charge of the Peliotes. Man's obligation, a Jew's obligation to engage in the mitzvah of Talmud Torah, whenever it is humanly possible. That's basically what he's saying.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so as you can see over here, we got to Daf Kuf Zayin Amud Aleph, and this what it says over here in the Gemora is the subject of many Gemaras all over Seder Nezikin, and if you want to take a tour of all the different Gemaras, that's this Tosfos here that takes up the overwhelming majority of this page. And Tosfos has it all worked out over here, according to his view and the views of those that he brings. There's some very central themes over here in that are brought out in this Gemara over here about the din of Shavua, about the din of Shomrim, about the difference between a loiva, a borrower, and a what's the other one? We're making a different. We have to hazard over the Gemara and a custodian. The difference between a borrower and a custodian, both of them who have possession of an object which is not theirs. Well, in the case of a lova, it is his, but now he's got to pay back different money. And what's the Torahs have to say when there is a disagreement about the between the two parties about what the rights and the obligations of each one of them are. So that's all this. That's what this page is about over here. So I would say that we should do the just read over the Gemara again. We have not seen the Rashi yet, actually. We haven't seen the Rashi. So let's do that. The sugi itself starts on the last 3 lines of Kuf Vav Amud Beis. The statement of Rav Chia bar Abba and Rav Yochanan about a ton tanis gan of Pikodon. Before we were talking about ton tanis gan of Veda. That's a third parsha that we were discussing. Before we were discussing the difference between an Aveda and a Pikodon, and now we're going to discuss the difference between Pikodon and Loiva, a borrower. Okay. So without further ado, we call upon. We're gonna divide up the work over here between Alan and Lou. Alan's going to read the Gemara and Lou's going to do the Rashi.
Okay, what page are we on now?
106B5,
okay.
very bottom.
The Gemara notes?
Yes,
Okay, the Gemara notes that this view is disputed. Uvelikor derav Chiyoi Bar Yosef, and the view of Rav Chaya Bar Yosef is in dispute with that of Rabbi Yochanan. Adomar Rav Chaya Bar Yosef, for Rav Chaya Bar Yosef said, a roof for shios kosuv corn. A mixture of scriptural passages is written here.
One second.
Yeah.
No, on the bottom of 106B. The very last 3 lines of 106B.
you read that.
Oh, I was sleeping.
Maybe.
I didn't hear it. Okay.
So I should continue then.
Okay. Okay, so okay, fine. So we're up to the Rashi on the last Rashi on 106B.
Okay.
Amar Kroki, who's there?
Okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm on the wrong page.
Yeah.
Amar Kra Ki Hu Zeh. The pasuk says, this is it. Ayino Oda b'mitzas ube parshas Toan Tanis Banav Asiv. So it is that he thanks, or he admits partial. I don't know what this next word is, parashas.
Uba Parshas.
Uba parshas, and in the parsha of somebody who claims a theft, it is written.
Right. So this pasuk in Shmos Chav Beis, pasuk Ches, that we have in the Torah or over here. We've got the 3 main psukim that we're dealing with in this parsha. And so this pasuk starts off. I mean, the first pasuk is what we were learning yesterday. Ki yitain ish el re'eu kesef o kelim lishmor. We started off talking about someone who deposits a pikadon by a shomer. That's his job, to be a shomer, to guard the object. And then in this pasuk that we're quoting over here with the shvua, it says, right, the middle pasuk is talks about right. The first pasuk says that that the article, the Pikadon, was stolen, and if they find the thief, so he'll pay like a thief pays, kefil. The second pasuk says if they don't find the thief that stole the item from the shomer, so then the two parties, the shomer and the owner of the Pikadon, will come before the judges, and then in the third pasuk it says al kol davar pesha shor v'chamor da da da, any article, whatever it is, and then it mentions al kol aveda esher yomu ki hu zeh, and then it's actually talking about an aveda, switching from being a shomer to an aveda. Al kol davar aveda, kol aveda asher yomu ki hu zeh, that he says ki hu zeh. So those are the words that that the Gemora is referring to as the words of a claim on behalf of this shomer, that he's a motive of mixes. Elohim yavod devar shnehem asher yoshiyun Elohim yishalem shnaim l're'eu, and the matter will be brought before the judges, and the one who's guilty will pay double. So the Gemara is saying that contained in these words ki hu zeh is a reference to a claim of the shomer, which is motive mixes, partial admission and a partial denial of the claim of the claimant. Okay, and now according to what it says here in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, the only case in which he's going to actually swear is a case where he's motive mixes. But if he's a kofar hakol, if he denies the whole claim of the claimant and says it was, so then it says he doesn't swear. He wouldn't swear in that case. And the Gemara says upligi the Rechia bar Yosef, and we're going to see now that this is a machlekes. Okay, so Alan read this part. Pligi the Rechia bar Yosef to Amar Rav Chia bar Yosef Erev Parshios Kosuv Khan. Okay, so
So there's a Rashi. You want me to read the Rashi, Erev Parshios?
okay, yeah, let's take a look at the Rashi.
Okay, it's a mixture of psukim. Pasuk shehu mi parsha ateres nisarav bezu she'eno mikomo de hai ki hu zeh be'im kesef talui
Talvet.
hava le the mich kaveh de hasam koi de ilu bahach parshasa de pikadon below hoda b'miktsas mechayev. So there's a pasuk that is in the parsha Vateris. What is Vateris?
Okay, that second letter is not a tes, it's a ches.
Oh, Vacheres. And afterwards,
Parsha acheres, it's in a different parsha.
a different parsha. Nis Arev Bezu. I don't know what that is.
Nisarev, it's been mixed in over here. This pasuk, which is from a different parsha, has been Nisarev Bezu. It's been mixed in over here.
That it's not in its place.
She'ena makomo, yeah.
That this means that since it is this.
In other words, this expression that the Gemora mentioned over here, ki huzeh. This, the word dahai means it's pointing and referring to this three-letter expression, the three-word expression in the pasuk.
Right, this is it. Be'im kesef, that if it depends on money,
Talva means to loan. Im kesef talva es ami.
If he loaned money, it is what is this? Lemichtava.
Havale lemichtave. It should have written it.
It should have written there koi, that it applies to that if, what is bahach?
The ilu bahach, that if with this parsha,
the picadon, that the deposit, the collateral below, that he does not admit part from his obligation.
The ilu bahach parshasa, the picadon, that if in regard to this parsha, which deals with picadon, a deposited item that the shomer is watching for the owner, below hodah b'mixis, even without a partial admission in the face of the claim of the claimant, mechayev, he will be obligated in a shvua. So that's the point of dispute between these two, between Reb Chia and Reb Chia bar Yosef and Reb Chia bar Abba in the name of Reb Yochanan. What's the din over here if he doesn't make any partial admission? He's a kofar akol. He denies the whole claim of the claimant entirely. According to one of them, he nevertheless that shomer is chayav to make a shvua to answer the claim of the claimant with a shvua. And according to the other manda omer, no, he doesn't need to make any shvua at all in that case. Only in the case where he's modu mixus will he have to make a shvua. But if he's a kofar akol, if he denies the whole thing, he's not going to be chayav to make a shvua at all. Mi deraisa. It's not going to be a shvua deraisa. So that's the way the Gemora explains what the basis of their machlokes is about. Do we say that this pasuk of ki hu zeh, which both seem to be in agreement, is a reference to a shvua based upon a claim of a motive of mixus, a partial admission and a partial denial? Is that pasuk which is talking about that shvua? Is that going to be mu'urav over here? Is it going to be mixed into this parsha, which is not its place, or is it not going to be done, or that's not going to be done? Because Rashi explains that really that these words of ki hu zeh, their proper place, according to one of these Amoraim at least, their proper place is in the parsha of a borrower and a lender. And Rashi quotes the words of Be'im Kesef Talba. That parsha is a parsha which is talking about borrowing and lending. So in other words, when we have a case of a borrower and a lender, so then it seems both opinions are in agreement that the only obligation to swear midaraisa would be if there's a partial admission. But if there's a full denial, then they both will agree that there won't be a shvua deraisa. What they're arguing about is, what about a case of a pikadon? Pikadon is not a case of borrowing money. It's not a case of borrowing over here. It's a depositing of an item to a person to watch. So when a dispute arises in regard to that deposited item, and now the claimant is claiming the item from the custodian, the custodian is denying it, when does the custodian need to make a shvua? So this is going to be a machlokes between these two opinions. One says that like Rashi concludes over here, below hodah b'mixus machayev. In the case of pikadon, if we're going to say that these words of ki hu zeh are also mu'urav over here, mixed into the parsha of pikadon, so we're going to say that only if he's a motive of mixus will he need to make a shvua. And the other opinion would say no, that ki hu zeh is not going over here. We don't mix things, and he's going to be liable for a shvua, whether he's a partial denial, whether it's a full denial. Either way, it's going to be a shvua. Okay. Okay, so back in the Gemora, the kiksiv ki hu zeh a milvahu diksiv. So that's the view of Rav Chia bar Yosef. Rav Chia bar Yosef says, Erev Parshas Kasav Kan, v'ki ksiv v'ki hu zeh a milvahu diksiv. That pasuk of a partial claim being chayav shvua is going to be relevant in the case of milva. in the case of a loan. But if somebody is a complete denier of a loan, he won't be chayav. Whereas a shomer, even if he will be a kofir on the whole thing, he will have to make a shvua in any case. He'll have to make a shvua in any case. That's the opinion of Reb Chia bar Yosef, and that was not the opinion of Reb Chia bar Abba in the name of Reb Yochanan. Ton Tanis Ganav Pikodon is not chayav to make a shvua in all cases. Only when he's a mode of a mixus. Okay, so those are the players, and that's what they hold. And now we can go further. The Gemora says, Maishna Milva. So now the Gemora is going to ask a question over here. So Alan, we got 4 minutes over here. Let's read this again. Maishna Milva. This is the top, the end of the second line on this page. We're now on 107A. Alan?
Okay, 107A. Okay. The very last part.
It's the the top of the left-hand column. You got to count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lines down. Umay Shna Milva.
Umay Shana Milva. And why is a loan Kita Rabba is in accordance with the explanation of Rabba. The Omar Rabba, where Rabba said.
No, you missed part of it. Why
Okay.
is a loan different than a deposit?
Okay.
You're okay, Alan. You just skipped one line.
107A.
Yeah, where you were is good. You just skipped a line. And why is a loan? The next word is different.
Okay, and okay. Umar Shana Milva, and why is a loan different than a deposit? Rabba, it is in accordance with explanation of Rabba, the Omar Rabba, for Rabba said, Mibnei more or more Torah Modeh B'mitzas Ta'anoah Yishurah. For what reason did the Torah say that one who admits to part of a claim must swear that his denial of the other part is true? Kor ein Adam may yon pornov It is because there is a presumption that a person is not brazen enough to deny his obligation to the face of his creditor. Hence, one who denies a claim entirely is believed without an oath, since if he actually owed the claimant money, he could not have been so brazen as to deny it outright. But this one who denies only part of a claim possibly would wish to deny it entirely. the loan,
1560.
and the reason that he did not deny it entirely,
Yeah, and what's you?
we showed that the A,
Oh, okay. All right,
Adam
that's why
may
your number
may
may
partner is it is only because a person cannot bring himself to be so brazen. The low day way, and actually he would want to admit the claim in its entirety to the creditor. But high the par lay the and the reason that he denies part of it to him Savar e Mode Noah way Ko way Tova Li way is that he thinks if I admit to him regarding its entirety, he will demand of me immediate payment of the entire amount. He should tame low me for hence I will evade part of the claim at least for now. I don't for Ryan until I have money, and then I will pay him. He'll koch more noah hey. The merciful one therefore imposed an oath upon him. The little lay so that he should admit the claim in its entirety to the creditor. Thus, the basis for distinguishing between one who issues a complete denial and one who admits partial liability is that the former must be telling the truth, since he could otherwise not be so brazen, whereas the latter may well be lying.
Okay, so bottom line, once again, what we're saying over here is, according to Rav Chia bar Yosef, this principle that that somebody who's a motive mixus makes a shvua, but somebody who's a kofra kol not make a shvua, that distinction is only going to be found in the case of a loan. But in the case of a pikadon, there's no such thing. Pikadon, he's going to make a shvua against the depositor, whether he is a full denier of the whole thing. For example, if he says that it was stolen, and he's patur gamre, or something to that sort. But if he's either way, he's going to have to make a shvua against the depositor. But when it comes to a milva, when it comes to a borrowing money, so in that case, only when he is when he's partially denying and partially admitting, only then does he make a shvua. Because what we're saying over here is the principle is that we rely on the fact that somebody who borrowed money would not be so chutzpahdik to look at his lender in the face over here in the Bezdin and say he didn't borrow money from this guy. So therefore we will midaraisa, we believe him if that's what he said, and therefore he doesn't need to make a shvua. to support his claim. We believe him without the shvua. But in this case, where he's a partial denier and a partial admitter, then we say, oh, it's possible this person is not telling the truth, and the explanation, like we say over here. And I see we're out of time. So without further ado, we will conclude. So once again, everybody have a wonderful day, and Hatzlacha Rabbah in all of your Pesach preparations, this Erev Pesach, and everything should be with bracha and Hatzlacha and Simcha.
I mean, what about tomorrow morning? Yes, no.
What about tomorrow morning? I don't think so.
What
Erev Pesach.
What about Friday morning?
Friday morning, Friday morning is
Rabbi First is going to teach from 10 to 11. You want to teach from 11 to 12?
11 to 12. I have a different shear. 11 to 12, I have a different shear. Maybe,
All right, maybe Sunday then. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. What about Thursday? Thursday is Chol HaMoed, right?
No, Thursday is Pesach.
Oh, because Wednesday night, Thursday, right? Wednesday night, Thursday, right? Okay.
Yes, we
So,
just have the first day of Chol HaMoed is Friday.
Friday, right? Okay, so nothing on Friday. What about Sunday? You want to do 11 to 12 on Sunday?
Yeah, 11 to Okay, we'll do 11 to 12.
All right.
One sec. It could be that I can do tomorrow. Let's see. We'll be in touch. One of those 2 days I have a shear. It's either Friday or Sunday. I'll have to clarify that. So we'll be in touch.
Okay, so let's talk Friday morning. At
Okay.
11. I'll be finishing with Rabbi First at around 11, and then we can talk.
Okay, very good.
All right, Emir Hashem, I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Hag kosher v'sameach.
Chag kosher v'sameach, right. All the best. Enjoy your Sidorim.
Thank you. You too.